Good morning and welcome to today's reading of Things I Wish My Father Had Told Me, the book that I've written. Today's reading is headed, Decide How You Want to Feel, then Create the Perspective Required to Feel That Way. Have you ever heard somebody say, they just want to be miserable? I mean, talking about someone else who's miserable all the time, and every time you see them, they just don't have a good thing to say. Have you heard somebody say to them, or have you said of them, oh, they just want to be miserable? Likely, it is their thoughts that are making them miserable, and that's true. It is the thoughts that cause the misery in us, and it is the thoughts, of course, that can change that. Thoughts feed their perspective, and their perspective feeds their thoughts in an infinite, self-perpetuating loop. How do they break this loop? That's the question. One way is to use the power of the perspective. It's as simple as the difference between optimism and pessimism. It's also the difference between the fly and the bee. St. Paisiel said, if you ask a fly, are there any flowers in the area? It will say, I don't know about flowers, but over there in that heap of rubbish, you can find all the filth you want. And it will go on to list all the unclean things it has crawled upon. Now, if you ask a honeybee, have you seen any unclean things in the area? It will reply, unclean things? No, I have not seen any. This place is full of the most fragrant flowers. And it will go on to name all the flowers of the garden or the meadow. You see, the fly only knows where the unclean things are, while the honeybee knows where to find a beautiful iris or hyacinth. As I have come to understand, some people resemble the honeybee and some resemble the fly. Those who resemble the fly seek to find evil in every circumstance and are preoccupied with it. They see no good anywhere. But those who resemble the honeybee only see the good in everything. You must endeavor to see the good if that's how you want to feel. After a barrage of negative thoughts, it may begin with reminding yourself of as many good things about the same situation as you can. If you stay faithful to this principle, you will steer your rudder slowly but surely toward friendly shores. This is an excellent idea, and it's the idea is that if you, sorry, I see something on me. That's okay. The idea is that if you see, or if you find yourself continually being negative about things, negative about people, negative about situations, if the first place your mind tends to go is in a negative way, it is because that is the way you have programmed yourself to think by continuing to think that way and creating the grooves in your brain that has moved you towards the negative. So negativity is something that can be overcome. Negativity is absolutely something that can be overcome, but it is tough. It is so hard. And it is hard because that is where you have naturally gone for so long that it's going to take a long time to change it. And it's easy to be negative about that and say, you know what, I don't want to waste all that time and I don't want to put all this effort into being positive. Why not? Why not be positive? Why choose to continue to be miserable the rest of your life? Because I promise you, if you tend towards negativity, you are miserable. You cannot have a negative mind and a positive heart. It's impossible. The seeds you plant are the fruit you will reap. So my advice is to do the work. As hard as it is, no matter how hard it is, do the work. Do the work. It's so important because I want to see you happy And I want to see you enjoy this thing called life. We don't have any guarantees past this particular experience that we're in right now. So what are you going to do with this experience that you have called life? Are you going to let it pass you by? Are you going to default to the negative? Are you going to be okay with being unhappy? Are you going to make a choice to change? I hope you do. And I hope you have a wonderful day.